Know that Campanero's in goal today for the visitors, and not Kepa, a £72 million player, as there's a slip on the pitch in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, interesting one from Frank Lampard. I mean, you look at Kepa's performances of late, I think a few goals have flown in his net that he would have expected to save. Maybe Frank Lampard's just taken him out of the firing line a little bit. Willy Caballero is a very competent goalkeeper.
2 minutes gone, a blue crisp packet just wafts across in the afternoon breeze. It is breezy here today, as we'd say locally, a bit blower. Schmeichel in. Are we giving that white or silver, that kit? Regardless, looks along towards Jose Perez, almost won his first header of the season. Ricardo looks down the right-hand side. Vardy snapping away at Rudiger. I think he fancies a bit of change out Rudiger today, you know. Down goes Tillemans, fouled by Jorginho. And the £57 million Italy international fouls Yuri Tillemans.
It was a foul. Jorginho was telling Tillemans to get up. It was a foul though, and hands on him. A bit of a scrappy start, isn't it?
Yeah, the first 3 minutes here.
Transition, the ball turning over very quickly from both sides. That's better.
Yeah, finds Maddison. Maddison looks left and finds Chilwell, whose first touch is poor, and it goes out to play. But I think the crowd are okay with that, and we're okay with that, because he was forward. His first touch, get it out of my feet, get forward. Yeah, he miscontrolled the ball. It's a throw in Chelsea, but I think the East Stand on the far side, their reaction seemed, that's all right. You're out there, you're getting forward, we're not going to kill you for that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I worry about is the game that he was really poor in. I think it was to Burnley, Southampton here. You know, he had a bad touch early on. Let's hope it's not one of them.
Into the 4th minute, Radio Leicester Sport on 104.9 FM and DAB. It's a little flat and there's a lack of movement from this throw-in for Leicester. Still haven't taken it. Chilwell finds Barnes. Now here's Jose Perez, turns neatly wide left. Jose Perez puts the ball out of play.
Yeah, as we said a moment or so ago, started scrappy both sides. No one the football yet and kept it for any considerable amount of time. That was a little loose from Perez. Tried to play it to Chilwell's path. Played it out of play. I think there will be some hangover from Tuesday night, you know. Even if you're very mentally strong as a squad, as a team, as a manager, as you said, Strings, you are going to have a hangover.
Maddison looks for Vardy almost. It's cleared by Chelsea, and neither side really having put their foot on the ball as yet. I've not asked you about this one yet in the first 5 minutes. Pipes, the referee is Lee Mason. He was VAR on Tuesday and didn't give Leicester City penalty. As down the left comes Chelsea with Pedro. Looks through and finds Aspilicueta, squares it, and it's a total air stop in the middle of the park from Hudson-Odoi.
Well, it's the best from Chelsea. Kept it, moved it forward quickly, got it wide. Aspilicueta bombing down this left-hand side. Didn't think about taking a touch, just spun it in. He seen Hudson-Odoi earlier. He should have done better. As you said, total air shot from him.
Johnny Evans steps across ahead of Mason, referee Pipes.
Yeah, an interesting one. I thought, you know, the Premier League, the powers that be, I thought they would have probably changed his fixture. You know, because this would have been booked in for a month or so. Once he made that decision, we have to say that. No, it should have been a penalty kick. Hasn't got any boos from the crowd just yet, though.
No, give it time. Schmeichel has the ball in his 6-yard box. He finds Charles Soyuncu. Soyuncu's at left back here, is being closed down by Mason Mount, who scored in this reverse fixture in a 1-1 draw. Hampton Chowdhury finds Evans. Evans is short to Ricardo and Pedro picks it up. I hate to say it already, Pipes, they look legged.
Yeah, they do. They look a little tired. That was a loose ball. You don't often see that from Johnny Evans. It was good play between Schmeichel, Chilwell, Soyuncu to get it out. Once he got to Evans, he tried to spray it out to Ricardo and just played it straight to Pedro. That started a little loose.
Foul, free kick Chelsea. Jorginho just nursing an Achilles, not all yet. sausage. Yuri Tillemans, that is a
sore one.
it's a naughty one.
Totally accidental, but Tillemans putting a few studs down Jorginho's calf.
Yeah, it's actually his Achilles, wasn't it, who raked him. Jamie Vardy leaving a little bit on Andreas Christensen, the Dane. Hardly looks up for this, you know.
Yeah, he does. He looks sharp.
Looks the best player out there.
Yeah. Looks sharp, energetic, up for the fight.
Ricardo looks down the right. Perez again on his... Chelsea pinch it legally. There was nothing wrong with that. And here's Pedro for Chelsea. Halfway inside the Leicester half. Attacking the goal to our left along the deck. Hudson-Odoi. Chance of Chowdhury fouls him. But it was Hamza. It was a foul. He's gone straight through him. Didn't need to. And it's a free kick. Chelsea 30 yards from goal.
Yeah, right. He's actually a poor first touch from Hudson-Odoi. Gets stuck under his feet. Hamza closes the space. Puts the pressure on. And that's all he really needs to do. He doesn't need to go in for that ball. It's given Chelsea an opportunity now to maybe have a goal, maybe a little too far out. Mason Mount over it, Hudson-Odoi. I think it'll be Mason Mount. I think he will shoot. He's asking Frank Lampard what he should do.
It's taken to the right wing actually. James, the fullback, into the box. Johnny Evans, that's a big interception from Johnny Evans. He puts it out for a Chelsea corner.
Well, really simple from Chelsea. Mason Mount out to James on the right hand side. He flashes it across the box, but defending Johnny Evans.
Corner into the Leicester box here. Johnny Evans again, another good header. Who's that at the back post? Is that Aspilicueta again?
Christensen, I think.
Christensen, he was the centre half.
Well, that would have been 1-0 Chelsea if Johnny Evans wasn't there. Ghosting in, back post. You've got the march on Ricardo again.
Yeah, and we've talked about losing the man a lot, Pipes.
Yeah. Just got to be a little more vigilant when that ball comes into the box.
0-0, Radio Leicester Sport. Leicester City against Chelsea here at the King Power Stadium into the 9th minute. Chelsea corner, their second of the game. Again, it's another short one, diagonal on Pedro, ball to the back post, and Ben Chilwell followed his man well there, you know. That was Christensen again. Christensen peeling on to Ben Chilwell. Goal kick.
Yeah, from the other side, the corner, he peeled onto Ricardo. This time onto Chilwell. Luckily for us, the ball had nowhere near as much quality on it that El Mohammedi's had on it the other night.
You have to. Jamie Vardy and Antonio Rudiger have just clashed heads. Rudiger's gone down like a boxer caught with a 12th round haymaker, and the physios are on all. Rudiger, that was a strange one there, Pipes, because he stood on his feet and went to scratch his head as if to go, oh yeah, that hurt, and then he had a real wobble after that, and went down, and it's Rudiger that heads the back of Jamie Vardy's head. Both players receiving a bit of treatment. Vardy's okay, he just shakes that Sheffield steel-like skull of his. Rudiger requires a bit more treatment, but again off he trots.
I didn't think he had to come off for a head injury.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
So referee Lee Mason's going to drop the ball for Chelsea. We're into the 11th minute. Frank Lampard, hands in his pockets, tracksuit bottoms and trainers, shielding the sun from his eyes. Brendan Rodgers, suit trousers, shoes and that blue jacket. Vardy almost closing down the resulting kind of drop ball restart. James is getting pinned in here by Barnes. It's better from Leicester. Now they do pinch it with Tillemans, but James has got away with that one for Chelsea. He finds Aspilicueta insisting Chelsea get down the wing. Aspilicueta switches it to Hudson-Odoi on the far side, right hand side. Joined Chelsea 8-6, the 19-year-old. He might shape for a shot. He goes into the box. Offside flag, surely up it is. Mason Mount thankfully puts the shot over the bar, mainly for his own sake, because he's just from, what am I going to give this, Pipes? 9-10 yards?
Yeah, right.
Put it over the bar.
From Hudson-Odoi, cuts in on the right hand side, keeps going 2-3 Leicester players. He is just off. I think a leg's offside. It's brilliant play from Hudson-Odoi there. Just before he went on that run, I said that'd be a good battle out there this afternoon. Two young players, Chilwell, Hudson-Odoi.
One to watch. Ayoze Perez again stealing a free kick against Aspilicueta. Wins it though.
Manager just called over Yuri Tillemans. A few words in the air, a few tactics sent onto the pitch.
12th minute. Leicester nil, Chelsea nil. That the voice of Matt Piper, former Fox's winger, academy product as well, of course. Son of Leicester, another famous academy product, son of Leicester here today, working for the media pipes.
Big Emil.
He's seen Emil, yes. Emil Heskey is here. Is Ricardo down the right-hand side, plays it against Pedro. He's a player I've always admired, you know, the Spain international, Pedro.
Yeah, I like Pedro. He's a threat. He's been in and out the side this year. Found it hard to get a start in 11th place.
32-year-old. Yes. Well done, Hamza Chowdhury. Gets back against Tammy Abraham. And the ball finds its way back to Kasper Schmeichel. Tell you what, there's not an ounce of fat on Tammy Abraham, is there? He's very lean. He's actually thin.
Yeah, thin and tall.
He is. Barnes has it. Reece James is too strong.
Yeah, well, that's another good battle between two highly talented young players. Harvey Barnes is up against James. Two older guys on this near side to us. Perez against Azpilicueta. Pedro against Ricardo. There's some real good battles going on over the pitch.
Meeting of former Chelsea player and coach, student and master almost, with Rodgers. Was at Chelsea when Frank Lampard was a player, but he was a youth coach at Stamford Bridge at the time. But they know each other well. There's a good ball in the midfield to Pedro from Jorginho, trying to take on Ayoze Perez and Azpilicueta down the left-hand side. Chelsea in black with orange socks today. That's the wind blowing a piece of paper onto Matt Piper's lip mic. It can be loud. It's blowy down here. That's a foul surely by Hudson-Odoi on Maddison. I'm not sure Maddison's been in the game a great deal, Pipes.
No, he hasn't. I think we have started a little lacklustre, it has to be said. There's not much movement on the pitch. For instance, Ricardo has had passes down the line inside, cut out on 3 or 4 occasions already, and that's just simply because there's no movement. He doesn't feel there's not anything on, so he has to try and punch it through. He tried to force it at times. It's not been a great start to the match, has to be said.
Headed down the left-hand side from Chilwell, but he can't find Vardy. We're into the 15th minute. No side's really tested the other goalkeeper as yet. In the deep here's Jorginho, former Napoli man. And then Azpilicueta, good closing down Ayoze Perez. That's sterling work from the former Newcastle man. Closing down Azpilicueta. Leicester closing brilliantly. It's a throw-in at left-back for Chelsea. Azpilicueta with it, a long one, won by Chilwell, but he actually helps it on. I'm not sure N'Golo Kante's played the ball as yet, you know. Here's Chowdhury, now Chilwell through towards Vardy, just not quite coming off for Leicester, but Chelsea pinch it. Well done by Chowdhury, but Jorginho turns well. And who's Maddison having a pop out there? And then he's going to commit a foul, I'm telling you. There you go. James Maddison, that's never a tackle. It's not. You fouled Reece James, and you fouled Reece James because you had the up with somebody.
Yeah, I think it was Harvey Barnes. He just, as he got up from fouling Reece James, then he trotted over to Harvey Barnes, and the wording is here.
Yeah, he protested when they lost the ball a minute or two ago. Chelsea down the right-hand side. Ben Chilwell handles the ball. It's handball all day long, and it's exactly the same handball as Villa committed on Tuesday. Linesman didn't see it. Play continues. I'll tell you what, Lee Mason's itching to give Leicester a pen today. Itching.
I hope so.
Caballero finds Rudiger. Leicester closing down. Well done, Ayoze Perez. Well done, young man. Well done, Ayoze Perez down the right-hand side. Wins Leicester City a throw-in. Jamie Vardy-esque there from Perez. Tillemans gives it away.
Oh, that's shocking.
They're giving the ball away a lot today, Pipes. And Soyuncu's gone straight through Tammy Abraham. Again, it's another Achilles tendon break. They look disjointed, Matthew.
Yeah, they do. I think both sides do. Has to be said. There's no fluidity to the match at all from either side at the minute. Sometimes all it takes, though, to get this Leicester side on crowd and to kick this team, onwards is something like what Perez just did. That was superb. Closing down, winning the throwing high up the pitch for your team.
Look at Chelsea down the wing. Azpilicueta's level with Tammy Abraham here down the left-hand side, and Pedro's looking for him. Johnny Evans is pulled out of position. That means Tammy Abraham's free. Into Azpilicueta, squares it up, and it's stepped over by Tammy Abraham. I saw that move 10 seconds before it developed. I'm no footballing genius, but when the left-back Piper is level with the striker, somebody's got to sit in and drop. 0-0.
Well, what Chelsea are trying to do is to create overloads in wide areas, and that's what happened there. That's how they got in. Tammy Abraham, he got stuck under his feet. He was 10 yards out. If he could have got it out of his feet, he would have had a free shot on Schmeichel's goal.
Cross into the Leicester box here. Bounces, Abraham misses it.
Should have scored.
Should have scored twice in the last 60 seconds.
Wow. This Leicester side at the minute need to wake up. Balls coming into the box, movement, they're not tracking runners. Two chances there that Chelsea should have really have done better with both of them, especially that one. Great ball from Reece, gets it out of his feet. Harvey Barnes can't get back at him, whips it round, sort of on a plate, just bounces in front of Abraham. That's what puts him off.
Tell you what, if he had his contact lenses in today, Tammy Abraham had had 2. He's missed the ball twice.
He has.
Leicester are lucky. It's not working. They look leggy. And as again, Pipes, as my understanding, the lads trained last night.
Yeah, on the pitch, I think.
Listen, Brendan Rodgers knows a lot more than me, quite clearly. But I find it, and that's a kick from Azpilicueta on Ayoze Perez. Again, it's a free kick. You can protest all you want, Cesar, but it's a free kick. You kicked him. And Ayoze Perez has, bless him, he's held his arms up as if to say, you kicked me. Long ball downfield, Evans looks for Vardy. Vardy in the box, he's not going to get there. Chelsea win it back. Vardy looks at this today.
He does. He really does. One of the only Leicester players. I think Perez has started quite well as well.
I agree. Down the right-hand side, Tillemans, good back heel to Ricardo. Ricardo has an option down the right-hand side, but again, they're static.
There's no movement. There hasn't been any movement whatsoever so far. Jamie Vardy's the only one providing it, and that's running into channels.
Here's Tillemans. They need a kick up the backside. In the 19th minute, Soyuncu with balls behind Chilwell. They've been lax in passing.
Well, this is often what Maddison does. Once he needs to start trying to dictate play, he drops a little deeper in the pitch, trying to do it there. He's just not getting on the ball at all at the minute.
And you can almost see Frank Lampard's briefing on the pitch for Chelsea now, because he's clearly told them they're going to be leggy, get at them. Leicester could be in trouble here. Abraham's away from Pedro. Pedro with a through ball. Abraham checks, and the referee considers a penalty. Lee Mason says no. Tammy Abraham wants a penalty. Referee waves away. Chelsea appeals for a penalty. He gives Leicester City a free kick and right back. Now,
well, Tammy Abraham is dead certain that this is a penalty, and it is going to be.
of course it is. It will. We have seen one replay. It's a knee-to-knee clash. It's Charles Soyuncu's left knee and Tammy Abraham's right knee. I don't think in a month of Sundays this gets given.
Well, it's a high bar, isn't it, to overrule the referee on the pitch. That's the thing that will help us.
And he's offside in the first instance. So even if it is a penalty, it won't count because he's offside. Carry on. Lee Mason. He is never going to give that. VAR checking for possible penalty foul. I'm going to say no. Pipes, if they give this, he's going to need help getting out of the stadium if they give this.
Well, the fact that they're
still checking it
is a little bit
it's
worrying.
It's knee-to-knee contact.
Yeah,
it's not a foul. Carry on, no penalty.
Thank goodness for that. When that decision came through, Lee Mason was absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, he said to them, let me check the monitor, let me check the monitor, let me decide, please. He's got his popcorn out standing by the monitor already. It wasn't a foul, folks. It was knee-to-knee contact. It's never been a foul.
But you would say as well, it wasn't a dive from Abraham.
No.
You know, he was getting booze for diving and cheating. It wasn't. There was contact. He went down.
It's a contact sport, Pipes.
Yeah,
it's okay for you to make contact in football and it not be a foul. If that's in the centre circle, it's not a free kick. Caballero has the ball at his feet. We're into the 22nd minute. Chelsea could be one, maybe a couple up here. Tammy Abraham with 2 really good chances. You can see why. England have got their future hopes pinned on this young man. N'Golo Conte for Chelsea. Down the right-hand side. Cross comes into the Leicester box. It's deep. Azpilicueta's there picking up the pieces, left wing, tries to beat Perez and he's beaten it. Perez got too tight for me. Azpilicueta ball to the back post, Leicester allow it to bounce. Tammy Abraham leaves it, into the box it goes. They look asleep, Pipes.
They do.
Leicester look asleep.
I mean, they've not even started yet, really.
Oh, well watched by Perez. Perez over the top, Vardy. Jamie Vardy, will he get there? I don't think he will. It's clear. He wasn't in full flight either, was he, Vardy?
No, he wasn't, and he didn't think Perez was going to play so soon.
No, Vardy has it now though, knocks it back into midfield to Madison. Perez did brilliantly in that move. Leicester now with Barnes, squares it up. Tielemans' shot hits the back of Rudiger. Madison finds Ricardo outside the box, tries a shot, hits Rudiger again. Now here's Chowdhury, finds Madison, poor from Madison. Gives the ball away. Chowdhury wins it back. The crowd fancy it now. Quarter of the game gone. Down the left-hand side, Barnes goes. That's a late tackle, and for me, Matt Piper, that is a yellow card for Reece James.
Well, I'm pretty surprised Lee Mason hasn't got to his ball.
He's getting food.
That's a foul for me.
It is a foul, and it should be a yellow card. And he's going to talk to. I think he's going to talk to him. He's not. It's a yellow card because Barnes has gone past him.
Well, it's a lovely play from Harvey Barnes. And this is what I always say to wingers, you know, sometimes come on the inside, go on the outside, take a touch, take two touches, dribble with it, pass it first time. That time it comes into Barnes and he spins it by him first time.
You can hear the chant. You're not fit to referee, they're singing to Lee Mason.
Didn't take long, did it? It's only 3 minutes.
Free kick Leicester into the box. Tammy Abraham's back unchallenged with a clearing defensive header. I tell you what, I've just seen a close-up of Reece James. It looks like a boxer. Looks like he's been around the block a bit, the lad. Down the right-hand side now comes Ricardo. Ricardo in blowy, blustery conditions. Naozi Perez, he is fouled in fairness. It looked like he was drawing the foul, but Jorginho just got wrong side of the ball. He tackled the wrong side of the ball. Leicester free kick again.
Yeah, he actually got lucky, Perez, because he didn't realise that it was Pedro.
Pedro, beg your pardon.
He realised Pedro was there. Pedro way too forceful though to try and take the ball off him. James Madison out on the right hand side will swing this into the box.
Time in their runs of Fox's players. Madison slips, back post bounces all the way through. James Madison slips on a pitch that was trained on last night. 0-0. I'm only pointing out the backspikes because it will have an effect. Two players have slipped today, and I'll tell you what, if Vardy slips for a penalty or it bobbles over Kasper Schmeichel, the ground staff might get the brunt of it. Here's Perez, chested into Vardy. Vardy, left foot saved by the keeper. How's he saved that? How has he saved that? It came from nowhere, folks. It was Perez who chested the ball defensively into Vardy. It fell to Vardy, and on his left boot, quite frankly, he should have scored 0-0.
Yeah, he has to score. I mean, his first touch was outstanding. Brought it inside, took two Chelsea players out of the game, but then gets a free shot from 10 yards. Willy Caballero did ever so well, came sprinting off his line, made himself big, but Vardy should have scored.
Down the right now, Ricardo checks inside. Pedro finds Tielemans. They're better now, folks. Better. Tielemans gives it away again. Yuri Tielemans is giving the ball away a lot. Charles Soyuncu. Soyuncu tackle. Soyuncu goes down. Jorginho tackles. That was a fair tackle by both of them. Back to Caballero it goes, 0-0. But Matt Piper, at last, it's caught light, this one.
It has. Good play from Leicester City. Few challenges flying in. Chance created from one of those challenges for Jamie Vardy, and then the team are more on the front foot. Hamza Chowdhury trying to press in behind them. A lot better. Gets the crowd on side.
Ricardo. Wide right. Perez loses out. Pedro infield looks for Mount, but it's well won by Chowdhury. Chowdhury to Tielemans, gives it away. Soyuncu ball into him. It was fizzed into Tielemans there, in fairness to him.
Yeah, but he has the quality to keep that ball.
Don't look at the racist pipes, Tielemans.
He doesn't. Yeah, I don't think he has for a while.
No, I agree. We played in midweek, and Tielemans' fitness has been called into question a few times. Then is perhaps on the bench. Soyuncu's at left back here, tries a back heel. He's out of position and Chelsea have the ball. Poor option from Soyuncu. Tackle on Mason Mount for the Foxes and they clear. But Soyuncu, bad decision. He's got his palms to the skies, Cholo Soyuncu. I'm sorry, Cholo, if you're trying to back heel at left back as a centre half and don't get it right, that's what happens, 0-0.
Yeah, well, his manager won't be happy with that. You know, they played their way out quite well, and then he tries a back heel, which just goes straight to a Chelsea player, gives them the counter-attack initiative.
Chowdhury wins the ball and it's a throw in Chelsea down the right wing. 0-0 here in the sunshine, half the pitch in shade, half the pitch in sunshine. It's Willie Caballero's goal to our right, the cop end that's in shade, and Kasper Schmeichel's end to our left is in the sunshine. He's not got a cap on, the Dane. James finds Rudiger's an ugly ball forward. Should bounce. Schmeichel should take that, no problem. He does. Pedro closing in, an ugly ball from back to front for Chelsea. Now here comes Tielemans. This next pass is important, you know. He'll knock a short one and make sure it finds a blue shirt. Finds Ricardo, right hand side, a good ball. Finds Perez, give it back to Tielemans, he does. Tielemans is in, into the box, squaring up and Vardy's in, Yuri. He does. Will it fall to Vardy? No, it's clear. Yuri Tielemans is eating dust on the deck. Good move, involving Perez and Tielemans. I see Perez is having a good game, you know. 0-0.
He's been Leicester's best player, I think. Came in off the line, linked well with Tielemans, gave it him back. Tielemans just sort of overran the ball a little bit. He ran past it, and when he tried to play it across, didn't have the power and the direction that he was intending for to Jamie Vardy.
Yuri Tielemans is blowing. 28 minutes in. Vardy, he's looking fresh, halfway line, tackle by N'Golo Conte, but it's Chowdhury. Great half-turn, Iosi Perez. Wide right is Tielemans. Ricardo, poor ball. Rudiger clears, this is on his way to us here, Pipes. A little bit short. It's our line. In the future, headphones come off, head it back. But remember to take your cans off. Take your headphones off, because too many people fall foul of that one. Yeah, can edit. Oh! You're right, yourself.
I'd have to take my hat off as well, so that's
there
not
is that. Leicester give the ball away, and here's Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi pushes forward. Now here's Pedro. This is where I don't like Pedro. And then Evans, that studs up. That is a free kick. It is a free kick. Good decision, referee Lee Mason. If we see that again, I think we will see that Johnny Evans has got studs up against Pedro.
Yeah.
Mistimed, let's say, Pipes.
I think so. I mean, he maybe did touch the ball a little, but it doesn't matter. He was studs up. I think it was a foul.
Dangerous. He's taking his legs away. It's a free kick.
Well, he fouls him with his left leg, and his right leg's the one that touches the ball and knocks it in a different direction.
It's a free kick, Chelsea. I don't think they can complain about this one. The Foxes. Chowdhury's trying. Free kick. What are we giving this, Pipes? 25?
Yeah,
Left
more
of
or
goal.
less dead on 25 yards.
Schmeichel, blonde hair, swept back, just squinting in the sunshine. Free kick.
Well, there's no one else around it other than Mason Mount. I know he's a bit of a specialist. Maybe not in the same kind of category as Maddison, but he's still a threat from this distance.
Mason Mount right-footed, square onto the ball.
He will go for goal as well.
Is he going to go to Schmeichel's top left corner or top right? I'm going to go top right. He does. It hits the wall. Ball does its job. It's clear. N'Golo Conte recycles to Chelsea. Rudiger's being closed in by Iosi Perez. Iosi Perez, tell you what, he's had an extra Weetabix this morning. He's having a tremendous game.
He is Leicester's best player.
He's showing fight and battle and tackling and closing down. Very impressed. Down the left come Chelsea, Hudson-Odoi, but Johnny Evans, you've got to get up a little earlier than that one. Callum to beat Johnny Evans. Back to Schmeichel it goes. He looks long to Perez. It was won by Cesar Azpilicueta. Now here's N'Golo Conte breaking line to Chelsea. Chowdhury tries to get out to him down the right hand side. Now it's with Pedro. Pedro for Chelsea. Is he going to cross? He's got an overlap. He does cross. Schmeichel has to tip it over. Schmeichel knows his own goal a lot better than me. I thought it was going over. Regardless, it's a corner to Chelsea. Their third of the game. The score's 0-0.
Yeah, probably just hitting the top of the crossbar. I think Schmeichel couldn't take any risks. I think it was a cross. It's going way over the crossbar. We've just seen a replay. Schmeichel not taking any risks though. I think that's the sensible thing to do.
Yeah, fair enough, because if he does, we hammer him. And
Yeah,
everyone
of
hammers
course.
him. Corner to Chelsea, their third of the game, 0-0, Radio Leicester Sport. 32nd minute, Leicester 0, Chelsea 0. Cross Chelsea comes in.
Run with it.
Tielemans clears. Here's Barnes. He's got, on the left-hand side, he's got Chilwell. Almost finds him. Reece James, though. Again, it was the wrong ball. I think if Barnes fizzes it along the deck and asks Chilwell to run onto it, then he does, but it's at Chilwell's feet. And then Barnes scrapping away, and Barnes is adjudged to have caught N'Golo Conte. It's a free kick for Chelsea. Wasn't quite sure about that one, I've got to say, but regardless, 13 minutes to go before the break. Who's on top, Matt Piper?
I don't think anyone. I really don't. I still think it's quite a scrappy game. Chelsea have created some chances. We've had one golden chance, I think, with Jamie Vardy. Chelsea have probably had two or three actually. Thinking back to the Tammy Abraham ones, but the game's starting to settle a little bit, but the quality still hasn't come up.
Ricardo has it at right back. Looks forward, finds Perez. Not going to be too many goals in this one, folks. Maddison, left foot, finds Tielemans. Tielemans half turn, faces now the Chelsea got great ball down the left from Yuri Tielemans. That's what he's got in his locker. Needs quality, gets it over the bar. Harvey Barnes. Good cross though, well done Chilwell. Tielemans got the ball forward. Chilwell advanced, left wing, squared it up. Harvey Barnes. Right place, right time, wrong shot. 0-0.
Well, so much better from Leicester, and especially Yuri Tielemans. It's a great ball. Plays it between full-back and centre-back. Gets Ben Chilwell in on the left-hand side. He looks up early, sees Harvey Barnes. He sort of stalls his run for the pull-back, pulls it back nicely, and then just leans back. Lazy technique, lashes it over the crossbar.
Maddison for Leicester, looks to the left-hand side. Leicester 7-foot throw. I think that's one thing, and for me, probably as a coach, you look at your players and think, where can they improve? And you'd be quite excited with Harvey Barnes because you can say he'll get better shooting. His shooting will improve, and when it does, he'll be an even better player.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot to come, Harvey. I think he's going to be a huge talent for the football club.
Here's Tielemans, 25 yards from goal, receiving it from Chandler. Great ball into Maddison. Maddison tried to dink it into the box. It goes through to the goalkeeper, Caballero. Applause from Brendan Rodgers. 10 to go till the break, 0-0.
But yeah, it's better. That's what he wants, that quick movement, quick passes, breaking lines, taking it in tight areas. And that's what we did on that occasion. Maddison just couldn't quite get the purchase on it he was looking for. That's good from Chowdhury.
Chowdhury to Charles Soyuncu. Soyuncu's clearance was poor. Comes back down. Chowdhury digs him out. He's had a wobbly couple of games, Charles, you know.
Yeah, he has. Seems he's lost a little bit of that confidence.
Yes. Let's hope it isn't protracted contract negotiations. Hey, down the right wing, is Maddison going to get there? Surely not. That's going to quite a goal. Throw it to Leicester down the right-hand side.
Well, he's getting old now, isn't he, Aspilicueta, but he's still got that speed.
Yeah.
Covers the ground really well.
Going to have to check Pipers, but I think, and I was surprised when I researched this, I think Cesar Aspilicueta's only 30. It's because he's been at Chelsea for 8 years now.
Yeah.
He arrived as a 22-year-old. Down the right, Ricardo. Good tackle, Rudiger. Leicester throw it. You know, they're starting to come into the game like Southampton and Burnley did. You know, let the opposition come into the game. Leicester are doing that. Started slowly, but they're getting going.
Yeah, they are. They're looking better.
Ricardo, wide right along the deck towards Perez. Perez in the box. Has it stolen from him by N'Golo Conte. Now it's with Barnes from Chowdhury. Right foot, N'Golo Conte. How's he got across that far? N'Golo. Charles Soyuncu has just kicked Tammy Abraham in the ribs.
Wow.
And he's got away with it.
Soyuncu, that's just...
I thought it was a foul.
Just not good defended.
Down the right, Perez. Iosi Perez for Leicester tries to cross into corner. He's having a tremendous game, Iosi Perez. 0-0 the score. Leicester corner here, Cophead. The replay of the Soyuncu one times. That's dangerous play.
No, it's awful.
It's at least a free kick and yellow card.
First of all, you can't let the ball bounce. When you do, you have to meet it when it bounces to try and get it under control. He could have played back to Schmeichel. He lets it bounce head high, then tries to volley it back over his head. Tammy Abraham's closing down. Not good defending from Soyuncu.
Corner. This goes in. Maddison towards the back post. It's controlled by the face of Chilwell. Shot just over the bar. That's not far away, you know. Hamza Chowdhury is asking the referee Lee Mason a question. Hamza Chowdhury, I think, is asking, was he fouled in the build-up by N'Golo Conte? I don't think VAR is going to check it. It's a goal kick. However, Hamza has asked the question. Good shot from Ben Chilwell
It
ultimately there,
was
Pipes.
good control with his head as well. Bounced up, flighted ball to the back post from James Maddison. He bounces. Chilwell takes it on his forehead, cushions it into his path, then volleys one towards Willy Caballero's goal, 6 or so inches over the crossbar.
Brendan Rodgers at Chelsea between 2004 and 2008.
I think he worked his way up all the way to reserve team manager. Yeah. Started as a youth coach, worked his way up.
Yep. During Jose Mourinho's tenure. Ben Chilwell winning a really good ball against Reece James, wanting a free kick, not given. I think on Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think it was. Down the left-hand side now, Azpilicueta finds Pedro infield, finds Jorginho. Here's where they're slick, Chelsea. Down the right wing, N'Golo Kanté for Chelsea. Cross into the Leicester box. Chowdhury sees enough of it to get an in-step on it and clear.
Yeah, super positioning, Hamza Chowdhury.
And N'Golo. And N'Golo Kanté right wing.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
What a hero. Of the like I don't think we've seen down here since. It's N'Golo Kanté down the right wing. Chilwell concedes a throw in to the former Fox. N'Golo, £30 million he cost to join Chelsea after that Premier League winning season, for which he played 37 of the 38 games.
30 mil was a snip for him, wasn't it?
Yeah. But there was a buyout, wasn't there? They actually sold it for more than the buyout, because I don't think that season Chelsea were in the Champions League, were they? So there was a Champions League buyout. A club in the Champions League had a £25 million chance to buy him, but they sold it for 30. They'd argue that it's good business, but buyout clauses, eh? Pedro down the left-hand side finds Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta goes back to Rudiger. £29 million from Roma for the tall centre-half. He looks to the right wing and finds Hudson-Odoi down there, who cuts inside against Chilwell, looking to take him on, rolls it back with his studs to James, gets across, it bounces, Evans again over the bar. Johnny Evans has cleared the ball 3 times now, a cross that's come into the box, and Johnny Evans is saying to Soyuncu, you're not watching what's going on here.
Yeah, well, he's actually coaching him, and that's what good leaders do, which Johnny Evans leads by example. He hasn't berated Soyuncu, he's just pulled him to him, and he's coaching him, telling him what position he should be in, because Soyuncu was pulled out of position there. Johnny Evans was 2-on-1. Chelsea's favour inside Leicester 6-yard box. You just can't have that.
Corner Chelsea, there's been good chances in this game, but no goals as yet, as Chowdhury clears from the corner. Hudson-Odoi can't get there, Maddison does. Can Leicester break here? No, it goes back to, what's he doing, James Maddison? That's a corner. If the linesman and referee had missed that, that had gone out. I saw that from here. Maddison's ball to Schmeichel was awful.
Well, I've got to say, it's the worst I've seen James Maddison. He's given ball away after ball. Some of the easiest passes, he's not really got on it. Movement's not been there. He's probably looking the most tired out of everyone.
Vardy wants a free kick not given by Lee Mason, and then Maddison again gives the ball away. And then doesn't put in a tackle on N'Golo Kanté. He doesn't look himself.
He doesn't.
Down the left-hand side, Azpilicueta for Chelsea. I think Rodgers will want to get it at half-time and just reset. Ball into the back post, good header from Soyuncu. And then Chilwell gets out to Hudson-Odoi, wins it. Now will Barnes keep it in? No is the answer. Throw in Chelsea. But applause.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want effort round here. And in fairness to Chilwell and Barnes today, they've both put that effort in and they've looked okay.
They have. I think them two have done okay. Perez has been our best player. Vardy's working hard. Ricardo's looked alright. Johnny Evans is okay.
It's Tielemans and Maddison that are struggling.
Yeah. They really are.
Is that a positional thing, Pipes, because of the exerts of the midweek? That's a heavy touch by Chilwell. Leicester in big trouble here, because forward come Chelsea. 3-on-2, they should score. Ricardo's fallen. Shot comes in, it hits the Leicester body and clear. How have Chelsea not scored? And Frank Lampard knows it. 0-0.
Well, Chilwell, we was just praising him a second ago, sort of has a bad touch, then overcommits himself, goes to ground. He's out of the game once that happens. Hudson-Odoi, good ball into the box. Ricardo falls on his backside. Jorginho should really do better. Gets a free striker goal from 10 yards.
For me, Abraham could have scored 2 with those that were square in the 17th and 18th minute, Pipes. James with a cross and Abraham couldn't get there 2 minutes ago, and that one just there, they could have scored 2 or 3. And here are Chelsea, cross into the box, Abraham can't get there. N'Golo Kante's shot, it hits Harvey Barnes. Somebody blow that half-time whistle in the next 3 minutes soon, because they are on the ropes.
They are. They really are. I mean, the manager is making notes relentlessly down there at the minute on his pad. They've not looked good at all, I don't think, in this first half. We've had one chance where Vardy more or less created it himself with the tenacity that he had, but other than that, you know, you asked me 15 or so minutes ago who's the better side. The last 15 minutes definitely been Chelsea.
Clinging on a bit here, folks, as Johnny Evans has the ball in his own box, as Ben Chilwell was dithering for a moment. Evans took over, took control, and Reece James heads it forward. Tielemans again, it's direct to Jamie Vardy's head. It's not a bad ball, it's just a bit lacklustre. Does well to win a tackle there, Tielemans, and then down the left wing looks for Vardy, won't find him. Vardy wins a throw-in. Tielemans has done really well in a 2-yard square there to do what he could to get the ball and give it, because his tank's empty.
He has, and sometimes, I know Brendan Rodgers' tactics are to play, and that's his style and this team's style, but sometimes when you're not playing well, and your talented players are giving away easy passes, sometimes it is okay just to spin it in and use Vardy's pace down the line to get yourself up the pitch.
Barnes knocks one short, but somehow Leicester win it back. It's with Chilwell now, Barnes into the box. Chilwell I thought was offside, play continues, Chelsea win it. Now what's Chelsea trying to attack here? Foul by Ricardo, clever one. Clever one on Jorginho, on Mason Mount, well done.
Yeah, just break up the counter-attack.
Yep. And it's a free kick to Chelsea in their own half. It was Pedro that gave somebody the eyes. Ricardo, a good foul on Mason Mount, 2 minutes to go. Long ball, Rudiger looks to the right-hand side. Chilwell goes up, misses his header, wins the second ball and clears. Hamza Chowdhury needs to kill that one and heads it towards Barnes. Now Tielemans in his own half finds Maddison. Maddison gets it out of his feet and does well, finds Ricardo. Ricardo inside right channel. Backwards to Maddison. Maddison looks forward and finds Ayoze Perez. Back to Ricardo. Better from Leicester.
Yeah, that's good. Got the triangles going, the quick passes, moving Chelsea, shifting Chelsea out of position.
Here's Chowdhury on the halfway line. Back it goes to Soyuncu. That Vardy chance that Matt Piper was mentioning a few moments ago. It was close in the 25th minute. Ball out to play for a Chelsea throw-in in a left-back position. There's less than a minute to go until half-time, which is the manager's brief will be at the break here, Pipes.
I'm pretty positive he'll make a change. I really do. I think he needs some more legs on that pitch. Maybe a Dennis Pratt. Add a little more quality.
Ricardo down the right-hand side. It's with Maddison. Maddison for Leicester. Nutmegs a player. Finds Perez. Finds Vardy. Finds Maddison. Does the edge of the box? No, it's clear. And it's a throw into Leicester City down the right-hand side. Ricardo will take it. Ricardo throws into Tielemans. Heads it towards the box. Perez is in the Chelsea box here. Get the ball in the box at feet because the referee will give you a pen. Barnes looking to take on James into the box. He goes. Barnes, that's poor. Over the bar, goal kick. 2 minutes to be added at the end of this first half.
Yeah, he's done alright as well in this first half. I think Harvey Barnes has worked hard. He's had a couple of moments of quality. He actually got by James there. One of the first occasions he's done it, and then tried to swing across him with his left foot. Just caught it all wrong and sent it into the cop.
Goal kick for Woody Caballero, who made that excellent save in the 25th minute against Jamie Vardy. Got to give him credit, he stood up well. Pedro wins a header down the left-hand side, finds Abraham. Soyuncu's all over him. Mason Mount finds Abraham, overlap, Hudson-Odoi, right-footed over. I'll worry every time they go forward here. 5-0 goal kick.
Yeah, but I think those three have played quite well. Abraham, he should have scored a few, but his hold-up play, his link play has been good. Pedro's been lively on the left-hand side, and Hudson-Odoi's looked a threat as well. So, you know, we'll have to watch out for them in the second half. I think it will go to half-time and 0-0. I think the manager's got some work to do. This Leicester side have not played well at all. You'd have to say it. We're going to need a little more quality in the second half if we want anything from this game.
Schmeichel, long, into the Leicester blue sky with the wispy white clouds. It's a gorgeous day here. Referee thinks about a free kick to Chelsea, doesn't give it, plays an advantage. N'Golo Conte has the ball here for Chelsea, looks for Hudson-Odoi, who trips over a couple of times over his own legs but keeps possession. Here's Jorginho. Jorginho looks down the left-hand side. Players can't seem to keep their feet on the pitch. They can't. Hudson-Odoi's just slipped. Who was it down the left-hand side here that couldn't get to it? Was it Azpilicueta?
Yeah, well, you have
get
to
his
say,
feet going.
well, you have to say it's very strange, especially at this time of year with these kind of weather conditions, that training on the pitch the night before a 12:30 kickoff. I think that's pretty strange.
Vardy, will he get onto the end of that one? He does. He finds Anderson. Find Vardy. Because Vardy's in. Cop end. Vardy get into the box. He's out the box. Lots to do. Behind Perez. The move stays alive. Just. Perez tries to stand it up to the back post. It's a goal kick. It's a corner. And all that came, frankly, from Jamie Vardy not being able to get the ball out of his feet. 0-0. Good move.
Yeah, it was good. Actually, a bit of quality from Maddison. First time we've seen it in this first half. Lays Vardy in. I thought he should have gone on his own. Running into the box, tried to slow down and bring others into play. Perez played it slightly behind him.
Corner Leicester, cop end, right footed, back post. Chowdhury goes off wide, should score, he knows it. He's sat on the floor, half-time whistle goes, Hamza Chowdhury knows it. Should have scored there, a free header at the back post. A good first half here at the King Power Stadium a good end to the first half here at the King Power Stadium for Leicester City. A half chance with Vardy squaring it up, and then a header at the back post for Hamza Chowdhury, but make no mistake, Chelsea have dominated most of this game. Abraham could have been walking off with a hat-trick. He isn't. Somehow, don't quite know how, but a leggy couple of Leicester City players need the talking to. Somehow, half-time, Leicester 0, Chelsea 0.
Thank you very much, Ian Stringer, here at the King Power Stadium, where the Foxes have had to hold on, of course, in that first half, Matt Piper, and Chelsea created a lot of chances in that first half, but what did the real key aspects of Leicester City's performance bring them down? Was it that movement in the middle of the park from set plays as well?
Well, yeah, it's the amount of times we're giving the ball away. I mean, the ball is getting turned over by Chelsea so many times. Between Leicester and Chelsea, I would suggest in the first 10, 15 minutes, it was happening nearly at every occasion. Both the teams couldn't string passes together, create any overloads anywhere on the pitch. The play was mundane, it was slow, there was no movement, and it was quite scrappy and lacked quality massively. But then I think Chelsea started to come into the game. Jorginho got on the ball more, he started to dictate play, had lots of space and time in the middle of the pitch, and he started to bring others into play, and Chelsea knitted a few moves together really well, and that's where their chances came from. I think you have to say it, Leicester have been poor in that half. They physically, they look very tired, they look sloppy. That's the worst I've seen James Maddison for a long time. Thought he gave the ball away on numerous occasions, as has Yuri Tillemans. Ricardo's not looked at his best. I thought Chilwell looked alright. Barnes has looked okay. Vardy, as ever, working hard. Perez has been Leicester's best player. He worked really hard out of possession of the ball, but when he's had it, he's had real quality as well. Most of the chances that we have created, well, the 2 or 3 that we have created, he's been involved with. Johnny Evans has looked a little loose with the ball at his feet, as has Soyuncu, but the great thing is, from a Leicester point of view, Johnny Evans has looked sound defensively, whereas Soyuncu has not looked at the races defensively either, getting dragged out of position, people playing around him, over eager to go and win the ball. So there's a good 5-6 players that are really not at it yet, and I think that showed in the performance.
Is that the hangover from that Villa game?
It could be, Owen. I mean, there was a lot of energy expended that night, wasn't there? We really were pushing to win that game, get back into that game. We had lots of possession of the football. We were, maybe it's more emotionless. I thought they may be able to turn it around, forget about it, but as Strings pointed out at the start of the show, pre-match, that I'm not over it yet, he's not, you're not, a lot of the crowd aren't. I think you could tell that as well from them. We haven't really got behind this Leicester side yet, and part of that is due to the performance on the pitch, because it hasn't been anywhere near good enough, but also the fact that that Tuesday night. It was a massive blow for us, I think, as a football club, but we have to try and put it to bed and move on because we need to secure this top four, because Champions League football from this squad this season will be tremendous.
It certainly would, and as we keep going back to a win today, would mean Leicester City go 11 points clear of Chelsea and further tighten that grip on third place. A defeat, and it's just 5 points, so and a point as well would keep it at that 8-point gap, of course. Is this Chelsea formation strangling Leicester in their movement? Could that be the reason why the movement isn't necessarily there as much as we've seen? Because normally when Pereira and Chilwell get the ball, they have a little bit more space around them. But Chelsea's wingers are pushing very high. Is that strangling them a little bit, Pipes?
It is a little bit, I think. I think that in possession, Chelsea, Jorginho's getting way too much space. When he's in possession, he's quality footballer, and he's threaded some passes between lines, sprayed it, hit lots of diagonals where the space is on the other side of the pitch, and got Chelsea in. I mean, it's very difficult for James Maddison when you've got someone of the qualities of Kante and how quickly he closes the space. Jorginho is a defensive midfielder. Yes, he's very good with the ball at his feet, but his job in the team is to sit just in front of that back four and really patrol it. Kante's at the side of him. He's closing the space very quickly. James Maddison is having to try and drop deeper in the pitch to get it. They're keeping their shape really well with Chelsea out of possession, and they're making the lines tight between back four and middle three. Mason Mount's working very hard, but then also they're very compact. So the space is out on the wings, but as you've seen at the minute, Perez is coming in from the right-hand side. Harvey Barnes is stepping in from the left.
at bbc.co.uk/Radio Leicester. Entry to the competition closes on Friday the 28th of February 2020. The sound of Leicester.
BBC Radio Leicester.
The King Power Stadium is full. They'll be here come rain or shine, and they are here in their numbers this afternoon. I saw people walking down Narborough Road this morning on the way to the King Power Stadium, just quietly, blue hats, blue scarves round their neck, just trundling down the Narborough Road to home, to the release of football on a Saturday. Let's hope they can get a win.
Every kick,
Every goal.
every game, live.
BBC Radio Leicester Sport.
They look asleep, Pipes.
They do.
Leicester look asleep.
I mean, they've not even started yet, really.
Oh, well worked by Perez. Perez over the top, Vardy. Jamie Vardy, will he get there? I don't think he will. It's clear. It wasn't in full flight either, was it, Vardy? Leicester now with Barnes. Squares it up. Tielemans' shot hits the back of Rudiger. Maddison finds Ricardo outside the box. Tries a shot, hits Rudiger again. Now here's Chowdhury. Finds Maddison. Ball from Maddison. Gives the ball away. Chowdhury wins it back. The crowd fancy it now. Here's Perez. Chested into Vardy. Vardy, left foot saved by the keeper. How's he saved that? How has he saved that? It came from nowhere, folks. It was Perez who chested the ball defensively into Vardy. It fell to Vardy, and on his left boot, quite frankly, he should have scored 0-0. Finds Ricardo, right hand side, a good ball. Finds Perez, giving that to Tielemans, he does. Tielemans is in, into the box, squaring up and Vardy's in, Yuri. He does. Will it fall to Vardy? No, it's clear. Yuri Tielemans is eating dust on the deck. Good move, involving Perez and Tielemans. Ayoze Perez is having a good game, you know.
He is. He's been Leicester's best player.
Great ball down the left from Yuri Tielemans. That's what he's got in his locker. Needs quality, gets it over the bar, Harvey Barnes. Good cross though, well done Chilwell. Tielemans got the ball forward. Chilwell advanced, left wing, squared it up, Harvey Barnes. Right place, right time, wrong shot, 0-0. That's a heavy touch by Chilwell. Leicester in big, big trouble here. Because forward come Chelsea, 3-2, they should score. Ricardo's fallen, shot comes in, it hits the Leicester body and clear. How have Chelsea not scored? And Frank Lampard knows it. Vardy, will he get onto the end of that one? He does, he finds Maddison, find Vardy, because Vardy's in, cop end, Vardy get into the box, he's out the box, lots to do, behind Perez, the move stays alive, just, Perez tries to stand it up to the back post, heads a corner, and all that came, frankly, from Jamie Vardy not being able to get the ball out of his feet, 0-0, good move.
So that's how it happened here at the King Power Stadium in the first half, ahead of second half action between Leicester City and Chelsea. At the break, it's 0-0, and the Foxes will need a better performance in this second half if they are to find a way through this Chelsea defence. And also, they need to work on keeping it tight to the back as well. Matt Piper, before we went to our half-time montage there, talking about the way that Charles Soyuncu is being pulled in and out of position, and he needs to be careful as well with that in mind. The Leicester City players still haven't joined us for second half action here at the King Power Stadium. I assume they'll be out within the next couple of minutes or so here at the King Power Stadium. The Chelsea players back out in front of us. They will attack the Kop in the second half, with the Foxes attacking that family stand, but they didn't get the advantage maybe they were hoping for by putting Kasper Schmeichel in to defend against the Sun in the first half. This time though, Willy Caballero will have the sun in his eyes ahead of second half action here in the Premier League. Half time, Leicester City 0, Chelsea 0. Charles Soyuncu and Johnny Evans waiting in the tunnel for the referee to make his way back out onto the pitch in Lee Mason. And they do now make their way back out onto the playing surface. The Leicester City players do. Yuri Tielemans waiting in the tunnel for walking out onto the pitch here ahead of second half action between these two sides in the Premier League. With that, let's hand back to your matchday commentary team for second half action of this one, unrivaled for cup quality here on BBC Radio Leicester. I was trying to buy you a little bit of time there, Ian.
Love you, Patrick.
Your matchday commentary team, the former Leicester City winger Matt Piper, and your matchday commentator, Ian Stringer.
Thank you, Owen. Yes, Leicester blue shirt, white shorts, blue socks will attack the family stand end in the second half. With Schmeichel in goal, at right back Ricardo, Evans, Soyuncu, Chilwell, with Chowdhury, Madison, Tillemans in the middle, Perez, who will score the next goal and at 10 to 1 I can get no money on him at half time. Bet responsibly, kids. Barnes on the other side, Vardy up front. It's going to happen. The bench for Leicester City. Ward, the goalkeeper, Justin, Fuchs, Pratt, Gray, Albrighton and Iheanacho. Leicester are attacking the family stand end in the second half. In black shirts, black shorts and orange socks, Chelsea have Willy Caballero in goal. Reece James at right back. That's me five. Christensen, Rudiger and Aspilicueta at left back. I predicted that he'd play the other side, but he's not, so I must sound like I've got a gambling problem, don't I? I don't. Pedro wide one side, Hudson-Odoi wide the other side. N'Golo Conte, Jorginho, Mount and Abraham are the rest of the Chelsea squad. And Chelsea actually have a corner here early in this second half. The bench for Frank Lampard's men kept the goalkeeper Alonso, Tomori, Barkley, Willian, Kovacic and Batshuayi. Referees Lee Mason. Corner Chelsea. Right footed into the Leicester box, it goes back post, let's go up, it's in! It's an open goal inside 40 seconds of the second half and it's Antonio Rudiger. The set piece delivered in, Kasper Schmeichel is going ballistic to his defence because he doesn't believe the marking was acceptable. It's a free header by Antonio Rudiger from 4 yards at the back post. Leicester 0, Chelsea 1.
Well, within the first minute of the restart, and you have to say it's what Chelsea deserved. They started the second half like they played in the first half, sort of all at this Leicester City side. They win the corner. It's just a simple goal, really. Big ball to the back post. Was it Mason Mount that took the corner? Really stole a march. I've not even seen the replay yet to see who was marking him. Got way above everyone and just nodded it into an empty net, really. Shocking marking from Leicester City.
Free header pipes.
Yeah, it's just been flat most of the game, you have to say. Chelsea have been the better side.
Here's Madison for Leicester, looks for Vardy. No, he doesn't. Finds Barnes. Barnes wide left, into the box he goes. Harvey Barnes overlap, Chilwell squared up. Saved by the goalkeeper. Vardy can't get there to get the follow-up and Hudson-Odoi clears for Chelsea. Soyuncu misses a tackle. Here's Madison, does well, wins a free kick. Foul by N'Golo Conte. They were still in the dressing room for that corner, Pipes.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I've still not seen a replay yet.
They haven't shown.
No replays have come through our monitors, but I don't know who was marking Rudiger or who was supposedly marking him, because when he jumped for the ball, he jumped without any pressure on him whatsoever and headed it into an empty net at the back post. Such an easy goal from Chelsea's point of view. Even Brendan Rodgers looked bemused. He was just standing there with his arms crossed, just trying to work out who should have been picking up Rudiger.
Yeah, his body language doesn't look good. His arms are folded, his jacket's off. Leicester free kick, 30 yards out, Madison hits the wall. A replay has suggested, Pipes, that it was Hamza Chowdhury who lost Rudiger. Down the left, the Foxes try and come with Barnes, but Reece James clears at right back, and Soyuncu comes across against Tammy Abraham. Chowdhury does really well to help out Charles Soyuncu, who looks like he needs help at times, you know, at centre half. Perez spins well, won't get there, unfortunate there from Ayoze Perez, and Pedro sweeps up.
Well, how this Leicester side have played 48, 50 or so minutes in, you're a little bit worried, aren't you, to suggest how they're going to get back into this football match.
Yep, I would be looking to the bench, Matthew. Damari Gray Mark Albrighton, I think it's unfortunate to not get in the team. Yuri Tillemans is still on the pitch. Don't quite know how. He's not having a good game. Listen, we can laud it and give it the big one when he's playing well. When he's having a bad game, it's our duty to say he's having a bad game. He's having a shocker.
Yeah, he is.
And then Schmeichel's just giving the ball straight to Pedro. Now Chelsea attack and well done Chilwell. He's played well, you know, today. Ben Chilwell.
He has. One of only a few.
Ricardo forward to Tillemans. That's a super bit of control. But then he goes down. And that worries me. But he picks himself up. It was just he couldn't get to the ball. And he was overstretching. I thought he'd overstretched the muscle. He'd actually overstretched and picked himself up and was okay. He controlled it well, but he couldn't get his feet going to get the ball away.
Yeah, he doesn't look fit. He really doesn't. And I'm told that he's one of the hardest working in the gym, and the amount of effort that he puts in down the training ground, but to me, he doesn't look fit.
Throw in for Chelsea. Rodgers looks apprehensive down their pipes. Jumper on, blazer over his jumper, blustery days. He looks nervy, like an expectant father in the hospital corridor. Pacing around, you know?
Yeah, he does. He's just gone back to the bench.
Reece James slips. Will Barnes get on there? No. Well, Barnes takes a blow to the face there. Referee's not stopped play. It's a facial injury for Harvey Barnes. Leicester steal the ball down the right-hand side with Ricardo. Ricardo's done really well there, wins a throw-in. Harvey Barnes on his haunches. He's been asked by the referee, do you want any help? Harvey Barnes is, I think he's just wiping his nose there. Bloody nose for the Council boy. Looked like he took a bit of a waft there, Pike.
Yeah,
to the
from
face.
James's sort of elbow, I think.
And Chilwell's asking him, are you okay? He's pointing to his nose and saying, I think your nose is bleeding, pal. Now, Iose Perez down the right-hand side. He deserves a goal today, you know. Gets a cross in, wins a corner.
Well, he's without doubt been Leicester's best player. He's looked lively every time he's had it. He's worked hard for his team. He's won another corner there for Leicester City, which James Maddison will go out and take.
Maddison with the corner. Chris Davis, the assistant manager, corner of his technical area, watching on. Swirling wind here in the King Power. Leicester attacking with a corner here, right footed near post. Vardy goes for it with a karate kick. Mr. Briagi would have been proud of that.
Well, it's just not a good corner. Not in the races today, James Maddison.
Hamza Chowdhury on the ball at centre half. Finds Yuri Tillemans alongside him at centre half.
It's too slow. Way too slow. Touch, a look up, no movement, pass it sideways. Same again. It's just been a bit monotonous, this performance so far.
Harvey Barnes isn't receiving treatment. The physio's ready to. And I think what the physio's probably saying to Harvey Barnes, saying to the fourth official, is if the referee had done his job and stopped play for a head injury, then I wouldn't need to be having to try and get to my player to treat him. And he wouldn't have blood on his shirt, and that'd be breaching the laws of the game. Regardless, Leicester have the ball. The crowd is starting to get a bit nervy here, Pipes. Oh, Maddison, that's a short ball. Is Abraham going to get there? Soyuncu digs him out.
Well, it's been shocking. You know, we'll praise him when he's brilliant, James Maddison, but he has been awful this afternoon, I think.
Well, let's hope that the holiday that some of these players are going to go on after this game. He charges the batteries down the left, now Barnes. Barnes for Leicester checks in. Good move, Harvey Barnes. Shot. Could go in your hands. Harvey Barnes for Leicester. It's a right-footed shot that drifts in on the back post. Barnes now 3 in 3 Premier League games. And he's got the Foxes back in it. Leicester 1, Chelsea 1.
Well, maybe we'll have to start abusing James Maddison a little more in the commentary box, because he has been awful today, but this is superb. He gets it from deep, he breaks 2 lines with the ball into Yuri Tillemans. He's not been great today either, but he takes it on his back foot. It was a great touch. Plays it into Harvey Barnes down the left-hand side. He goes to take Reece James on. Down the outside, he cuts back on that beautiful right foot that we know he has, and then hammers one to towards Caballero's goal. It takes a slight deflection, loops up and over the big goalkeeper into the Chelsea net, and Leicester are back in this one.
It took a deflection, but that doesn't matter. 1-1 here. 10 minutes into the second half. Harvey Barnes with it. Gets a round of applause from Brendan Rodgers. 3-3 Premier League games, Pipes.
Right, he's stepping up, isn't he? I mean, he had to this afternoon. He's been playing ever so well. He made the goal against Aston Villa on Tuesday night. And then when his teammates are not playing around him, sometimes it's hard as a young player. But he stepped up. That was very good.
Chowdhury, ball into Maddison. Maddison now, springing his step, finds Barnes inside left channel through to Vardy, can't get there. Looked like Barnes was taken out a little there. Play goes on. Here's Perez. Iosi Perez finds Ricardo. Down the right hand side, Ricardo should set it up. He does. Keeper takes. Wow, it's incredible what a goal can do, I think.
Crowd on side, players believing in themselves. Harvey Barnes trying to create things again. We said in the first half that the players that have done okay, he was one of them.
Ball back to Willie Caballero. Caballero finds Christensen. Christensen right back here, clears. Good ball to Hudson-Odoi. Turns neatly. Beats Chilwell with the touch in the eyes, frankly. Now down the left-hand side, Azpilicueta. Ricardo tries to get out to it. He'll leave Pedro free. Oh, good tackle, Ricardo. Perez in his own half. The crowd is saying turn and go. Here's Tillemans. Good ball now. Madison's got a defender come out. He's bringing it back to the yellow card. Oh, day referee. Where's that yellow card? There it is. Jorginho booked.
They saw one from Madison. It's a beautiful step over. Sent Jorginho to Marlborough Road with that one.
Yep.
They just hacked out here, caught him right flush on the left kneecap. They saw one.
Yeah, I hope it's not more than a saw one, Pipes.
Well, you're hoping it's just impact.
Yeah.
Right on the kneecap. They are sore.
Down the right-hand side, Ricardo goes for Leicester. Azpilicueta clears. There's a nervousness about Chelsea here, you know. Perez, he deserves a goal tonight. He's been monumental. Is he going to win a corner? No. Unlucky, Iosi Perez. Long ball forward, Chelsea to Tammy Abraham. Let's see how Leicester defend this. As Evans, Soyuncu sandwich in between Tammy Abraham. Throw into Chelsea wide left. Leicester fans are saying we're on our way to the Champions League. Throwing down the left-hand side for Chelsea, and somehow it breaks to N'Golo Conte. He couldn't get the ball out of his feet. Soyuncu finds Barnes, he finds Schmeichel. Schmeichel launches it, but it's won by Jorginho. Now Conte, and well done Johnny Evans, clears towards Vardy. Vardy, I think he actually won that header, you know. But it falls to N'Golo Conte. Leicester with Chilwell. Is that a throw in Leicester? I'm worried about James Maddison, Pipes, and that knee.
Yeah, he's down again, isn't he?
Jorginho's hacked at his knee.
Yeah, he's still feeling it. It's actually not his left knee, it's his right. Just having a word with the physio now.
I would suggest he's just said to the physio, I don't know, it's impact, I'm alright, but it's hurting me.
Yeah.
In which case the physio respectfully would have probably thought, good, because you can, like you say, Pat, you know more than me, but you can run those off.
Yeah, you can.
They'll hurt, they need
That's what he's
icing,
trying to do.
but it's not soft tissue, is it?
No. He's still limping around in a minute.
That's if it is only impact, because damage could still have been done with that kick from Jorginho. Here is Maddison. Looks to the left-hand side, he grimaces as he passes the ball. Chilwell, who's warming up? Let's keep our eyes on who's warming up. Dennis Pratt is warming up.
Iheanacho.
Yep. Evans, along his own 18-yard box, just about to approach the hour here. King Power Stadium, Radio Leicester Sport on 104.9 FM and DAB Digital Radio. Leicester 1, Chelsea 1. It's Soyuncu. You take a draw all day, by the way. I suppose my old man in Thailand this morning said, "Do we take a draw?" Yep.
Yeah, of course you would. It keeps us 8 points in front of Chelsea, doesn't it?
Evans looks down the right wing. However, Pipes, I detect in your voice that you fancied as a winner in
I
it.
think so.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we've not played well, but I just think now we've got the goal, we've got the crowd back on side. Harvey Barnes full of confidence. I'd be looking to get it to the young man every time I got the ball.
Barnes.
Yeah, I really would. Spin it out to him, let him have a run at Reece James, open his legs.
Yeah. And Perez the other side. Actually, the two wide men
Yeah, they have.
have looked really good.
Done well. Perez has been the best player for Leicester, even though Harvey Barnes got his goal.
Handball on Ricardo. Free kick Chelsea in their own half. Leicester 1, Chelsea 1, approaching the hour, and the Leicester fans sing the Wish I Had a Dream song, as is customary on the hour. Just keep your eyes on James Maddison for me, Pipes, please. Christensen pushes forward, he finds Reece James. He looks a prospect, Reece James, you know. Rudiger, the first goal scorer, 40 seconds into the second half. Leicester have levelled it up, though. Here come Chelsea. Chelsea through the middle of the park, it's with Jorginho. Chowdhury's there, and Chowdhury snapping away does well. Forces N'Golo Kanté to go backwards to Rudiger. Rudiger tries a searching ball, Barnes can pick it up. James with a real degree of fortune, and James Maddison has a silly tackle. That's a yellow card, and he knows it. Maddison is shown a yellow card. Maddison goes over to Reece James and apologises. Well, I'd stay away from him if I were you, James, because that's a that's a coward's tackle. He was racing away. Pipes, I appreciate taking one for the team. When it's high and you've got to take somebody out, there's a ways of doing it. He's just kicked him and the ball's 10 yards away. James Maddison, to be honest, I didn't know he had that in his locker.
Well, he caught him first, didn't he? And then just to make sure, he put a few studs down his other leg as well.
Yeah. So if this goes in, Brendan Rodgers is going to eat James Maddison for breakfast.
I think it'd be Jorginho. Is it Mount? No, Mount lifting it towards the back post.
Yeah.
Christensen, they've looked for so far. I mean, obviously Rudiger scored the header, he's there as well. Aspilicueta.
Free kick Chelsea, 40 yards from goal into the back post. It's a goal kick. It's an awful delivery from Mason Mount.
Way too big. Way too much on it from Mason Mount. It's unlike him, normally has good deliveries from set pieces especially, but not on that occasion.
Leicester fans are singing the On Wednesday Night song. What did I miss, Pipes?
Well, I just looked at the stats and it said we've had 9 shots. Chelsea have only had 6. Mind you, I suppose the 2 Abraham ones would be classed as shots. Good chances, but not shots. Missed the ball, didn't he?
Chilwell down the left wing, Leicester throw. Caught by Brendan Rodgers. Referee Lee Mason says go back 5 yards, which Chilwell does. And then takes 7 or 8 steps forward. Header Christensen clear for Chelsea. Maddison forward.
Just got a feeling Jamie Vardy will get another chance in this game.
Oh, Matthew. You excite me with comments like that. Goalkeeper Caballero clears. His first name's Willie. It is. We're in the 63rd minute. Grow up, children. Grow up, Ian. Leicester 1, Chelsea 1. He's in all green. Here's Big Willie to our left. 1 apiece. He was beaten by Harvey Barnes a little earlier. Barnes back on the ball against James. He's doubled up on because Hudson-Odoi's across there with him as well. But Lee Mason had given Chelsea the throw-in, and then the linesman gives it Leicester, and Mason changes his mind. Don't write off that penalty for me, Pipes. I've still got that penalty in the locker. Leicester down the left-hand side. Chilwell finds Barnes, finds Vardy, finds Chilwell, needs crossing, does get crossed, it's too deep. It's way too deep, and Ricardo gets there. He's done well there. Tillemans needs quality along the deck. Right-footed shot, goal! Chilwell scored it into the top corner. Local boy Barnes, local boy Chilwell. There's all the talk of the Chelsea youth. Well, how about the city of Leicester? Leicester 2, Chelsea 1. He's Ben Chilwell.
Chelsea are at 6s and 7s. Frank Lampard will not be happy with that. Their defence was all over the place. First of all, it's a brilliant play down the left-hand side between Chilwell, Harvey Barnes and Vardy. Chilwell goes on the overlap. He stands one up to the back post. We said in commentary, what's he doing, because no one was there, but Ricardo turned it into a good ball. Brings it back to Tielemans. He crosses it. Chilwell still on the far post. Finishes it with his right foot past Willy Caballero. Brilliant from Leicester City.
Leicester 2, Chelsea 1. It's a super finish, and Caballero was way out of his goal, you know. He wasn't in the right position because he tried to clear Ricardo's recycled cross.
Yeah. Ricardo turned it into a good ball in the end, didn't it?
He did.
Willy Caballero, but I mean, Frank Lampard will be absolutely gutted with that defending from Chelsea.
It wasn't the best. Leicester 2, Chelsea 1.
Sort of from nowhere as well, you'd have to say.
Yep. Foul Chilwell on Hudson-Odoi, 10 yards inside the Leicester half wide right. There's still 25 minutes of this game to go. It's Leicester 2, Chelsea 1, Radio Leicester Sport on 104.9 FM and DAB. This would, if they can win this afternoon, it would mean an 11-point gap to 4. Perez finds Ricardo down the right wing. That would be a yellow card, I'm sure, for Rudiger, referee. A foul on Ricardo, a cynical one. Oh, he's got away with that one, Pipes. How's Antonio Rudiger got away with that one? Perez earlier on in the move with a delicious ball over the top to Ricardo. They're 2-1 up here after being 1 down inside 40 seconds of the restart. Chilwell spins one down the left wing. Vardy is Christensen. Christensen plays it against Vardy infield, but how's he given that as handball? Lee Mason's given a handball on Jamie Vardy. Mr. Mason, that's worse than the clanger you dropped on Tuesday.
Hits him from, 6 inches. Hits him on the elbow. Well, got to say,
if he gives that as handball, he should be giving Tuesday as handball, let's be right. But hey, let's move on, shall we? But like an elephant, I shan't forget. Soyuncu at the back under pressure from Abraham. Remember, Abraham had 2 really good chances first half. Leicester have allowed the ball to bounce in the defensive region, but Evans was under it. Maddison looks for Chilwell. Chilwell puts it out to play. How's James Maddison look following that knee problem, Pipes?
Yeah, he's moving a little freer. I think he's still feeling it a little bit, you can tell, but it's a funny one, you know, because he was awful in the first half. I think everyone would admit that. I think he'd admit that himself. He wasn't at the races. Didn't start the second half too well, but the quality that boy possesses, even when he's not playing well, he's the one that made the first goal, really.
Oh, Perez turning with the ball on his chest like Zidane in the middle of the park there. Leicester can't keep it. Jose Perez, and this is the best game I've seen him play. I wasn't at Southampton when he scored a hat-trick there, of course, but and then he fouled somebody. But no, the referee didn't give it. Chelsea have it halfway line. Will Chilwell get there at left back? That is a tremendous defensive header against Hudson-Odoi. It's still with Chilwell. Finds Maddison, half turn, halfway line. Back home he goes to Chowdhury. Chowdhury turns. Leicester 2-1 to the good, remember. And they're saying to Chelsea, well, we're in the lead now. Come and get it. Crowd are helping here, Pipes, and did help in fairness right at the start of this half, even when they went 1-0 down.
Yeah, they've been good because they didn't have a lot to cheer about.
Halfway line, cushioned ball from Soyuncu to Maddison, finds Tielemans from distance. Right foot, he takes a shot, save keeper. Clear by Chelsea. Yuri Tielemans, that is a shot that's going to sting the palms of the goalkeeper. 2-1 Leicester.
Well, I have to say, Chilwell's got his goal, but it was one of the ones in the first half that I thought had half a decent game. The second half has been even better. Gets Hudson-Odoi quiet so far. 68 minutes in. Really got this crowd on side now. This is a sign of a good team. Now, when you're not playing well, but you can still be, ahead beating teams like Chelsea. I think Hamza's just tried a shot.
I think that was a shot as well, Pipes. I'm with you.
In his own arm.
Yeah, I think David Beckham go back 10 yards on the volley. Didn't quite make the 18-yard box, in fairness to him, but the intent was there. Imagine if he scores that. Soyuncu all over Tammy Abraham. And then Achua went down. And thankfully, he broke his own fall with his face. As silly as that might sound, you were worried about Chilwell there as well.
I was.
Because of the nature of his fall. He went down and he thought, right, instead of dislocating my shoulder or anything here, I'm going to let my face take the impact. And he's okay, Ben Chilwell. Madison's still moving a bit gingerly down there, you know, Pipes. Chelsea are going to make a substitution. Going to see Willian and Kovacic, was it?
Yeah, double substitution it's looking like.
Foul by Ricardo. Chelsea free kick down the left wing. Mike Stow, the goalkeeping coach, is going to call somebody over very soon, I think. Wonder who it's going to be. We've had 70 minutes. Leicester 2, Chelsea 1. Crossed by Chelsea in towards the Leicester box. Heads good. Rudiger with another header. Goal! How has Rudiger scored from there for Chelsea? That's his second. And Chelsea's second. Antonio Rudiger has just scored a 12-yard header. And Kasper Schmeichel, well, you've got nowhere to lay the blame for that one, I'm afraid, Kasper. It's gone into the top corner. It is a good header. But the Dane looks disgusted with himself. The cross comes in and Rudiger is behind the penalty spot. It's gone over Schmeichel. It's a good header. It is. But Schmeichel's beaten from 13 yards with a header into the top corner. Leicester 2, Chelsea 2.
Well, the strange thing about the header is that the ball from Mason Mount is a very good ball, but it's flighty. It has no pace on it, so Rudiger from 12 yards out has to create the pace himself. He directs it really well. He snaps his neck towards Kasper Schmeichel's goal. But as you said, Strings, Schmeichel cannot be beat from that distance from a header like that. Loops over the top of him. To be fair, he's in the post, is stamped right in the top corner, but Schmeichel, for me, was too far off his line. You can't get looped with a header like that.
Charles Soyuncu wins a header against Abraham. There's 19 minutes to go. It's back to level pegging. Is Frank Lampard still going to make this double substitution?
I think he will. He wants the 3 points, Frank.
Here's me saying there's not too many goals in this game. Tillemans fouled. Free kick, Leicester wide right. Zangolo. N'Golo Conte fouling Tillemans. Leicester free kick wide right here. An opportunity for Leicester to rebuild. Just keep your eye on the substitutes for me, Pipes. Anybody that you can see getting stripped already. There's a lot of eyes on the substitutes warming up here. Free kick Leicester regardless. Wide right, Madison. Quick shuffle in the build-up and tries to find Johnny Evans. Can't do so, and it's clear by Callum Hudson-Odoi, and now Ricardo finds Chilwell. They've got goals in them here, folks. This game has got more goals in. 18 to go. Barnes, right wing cross. That's not a bad ball at all.
Well, someone has to attack that area.
And Harvey Barnes has got his palms to the skies and say, lads, I've just put it on the edge of the 6-yard box.
It's a good ball. Whip, dip, used the wind, brought it back in towards Caballero's goal. Someone has to be attacking that kind of area.
I'll tell you what, if you've had Antonio Rudiger down for a couple of goals today in your dream team, you've done well. He's on a hat-trick. Rudiger hadn't scored this season yet. Off goes Pedro. On comes Willian.
Well, he's a threat, Willian, especially with weary legs in this Leicester side. Sharp, can create a chance out of nothing. He'll have to be watched and tracked very closely.
Kovacic off. No, Kovacic on. Jorginho off. Pedro off. Willian on for Chelsea. Jorginho on a yellow, I remind you. So a double substitution for the visitors as Chowdhury wins a header. It's with Willian. Willian down the left-hand side. And now in the middle of the park it is the substitute Kovacic, the Croatian. Willian. Bless Willian, he's not even got the best afro on the pitch, has he? Often famous for his haircut, but Hamza Chowdhury trumps that one. As down the right come the visitors. That should be a Leicester throw. The linesman's got that wrong. It was a good tackle, Charles Sointu. Played it onto Mason Mount, and the linesman from a yard's got it wrong.
Yeah, made the tackle off Sointu onto Mason Mount and out. Should have been a Leicester throw.
Reece James, right hand side, Hudson Odoi. I'm going back to your Jamie Vardy comment.
I was just about to say it again. 15 or so minutes left. I still think the big man will get himself another opportunity.
Christensen turns against Vardy, goes back to the goalkeeper, Caballero. Caballero goes long, up goes Soyuncu, but Abraham's won that one and Soyuncu misjudged that one massively. Madison as well, to when he finds Chowdhury, finds Perez, right hand side, Ricardo. Evans, Leicester recycle and go back. Ricardo looks to Perez. Jose Perez, great ball, good run, still with Jose Perez. That's a hack and that's a free kick, and that will be a yellow card for the substitute Kovacic. He's been on 2 minutes, well done.
It's fast touch. Brilliant.
Not sure he touched the ball.
He went so early, Perez. Ricardo was on the same wavelength as him. Just made that burst down the outside. Ricardo chipped in his path, then beat two. Rudiger, Kosovic. Just as he's about to pull the trigger, Kosovic pulls him down.
Tell you what, Perez was trying really hard to get in the box because he knew he was going to bring him down. Right footer, right of goal. Well, there's not too many places a right footer can put this one right of goal. It's, imagine standing in the middle of a pitch, you're looking towards goal, you see the D. Take one step to the right of the right hand side of the where the D joins the 18-yard box. That's where it is. Maybe 3 or 4 yards backwards. And Madison can only, surely, from here get this round the right hand side of the wall. If he scores here, they'll take the roof off. Madison, right footed, hits the wall. Corner.
Now, he had one earlier, didn't he? Hit the wall. He had one at Villa in the dying seconds that hit the wall. Just not quite getting the elevation needed at the minute on his free kicks, James Madison.
Corner Leicester though. Crowd are behind them. Radio Leicester Sport 104.9 FM. Stay tuned. Post-match will bring you Brendan Rodgers. 14 to go here. Madison, corner Leicester, right-footed, out swing. Evans with a header, it's wide. Pipes has called goal, and I see why. Because it's sailing towards an unchallenged Johnny Evans. He's got to work the goalkeeper, 2-2.
He does. I mean, there's no one with him. To be fair, it might have gone back to VAR. He had hands on Christian's face, sort of drags him off, gets away from him. It's a free header though from 8 or so yards, and he's put it wide.
Evans then wins a header towards Vardy on Vardy's chest. That's heavy from Vardy. Vardy then got a kick on the way through. Referee, did he? Or was it a groin problem? What happened there? This is groin. Was that a kick or was that a groin, Pipes? Vardy's closing down Christensen. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, he looks good then.
Yeah. He stretched his groin.
Yeah. Not much to feed off though, has he, Jamie Vardy today? I have to say that.
Take him off one, yeah, if there's maybe a problem. Who's getting stripped? Pratt and Kelechi. Here's Mason Mount for Chelsea, looks to the left-hand side. Way too much space for me for Chelsea and Aspilicueta, and then Tammy Abraham takes a little fall in the box.
Right, it's a good job he did.
To be honest, he should have had a hat-trick today.
Yeah. It's a good ball from Aspilicueta, stepped inside, chipped it back post.
Here comes Kelechi, the man of the moment in form. Vardy to go, Pipes.
I don't know if we change the system with bringing Pratt on as well and go for two up front and really try and force the issue for the last 10 minutes.
The only reason I say it is because of the groin stretches that he's done. But to be honest, he's moving pretty
Yeah,
freely.
he has. Kept an eye on him since the groin issue. Looks okay.
It's lateral movement though, isn't it, with the groin that you'll struggle with. Straight lines could be alright. As Chelsea try and come down the left wing with some intricate passing. Ball into William. William turns well. They'll do better than to bring him down here. Is that James Madison pulled out of a tackle against Abraham? Abraham could be in. Well done, Leicester. They've just surrounded Tammy Abraham enough there. to clear the ball. Ricardo's a bit of a walking wounded. Perez was having the shirt pulled off his back there, but somehow he wins it. Over the top to Vardy. Vardy down the right wing. He looks for options, Vardy. Tries to play it. Barnes! Shoots! Goal! Oh, he's gone wide! Harvey Barnes, how has he put it wide? Oh, we're all looking at each other at the King Power Stadium. Heads in hands. I've currently got my right hand over my forehead. Pipes, it was in all day.
Oh my word. He's onside as well. I thought he was going to go to a VAR check. He wouldn't have done. Vardy, it's a brilliant run and it's an even better ball from Jamie Vardy. Picks out Harvey Barnes and just pulls it wide of Willie Caballero's far post. Without doubt should have scored.
Off goes Tillemans, on comes Pratt. Off goes Vardy, on comes Iheanacho. Right to groin.
Yeah, he's just feeling it now and talking to the physios.
Tell you what, ice on that part of your body's never fun. Well, there's a bit of a break now, Pipes, isn't there? So,
Yeah.
time to rest and recuperate. 10 minutes to go. 2-2. Harvey Barnes, bless him.
He's played well. You know, I won't get on at him. It was good movement.
No,
Good ball from Vardy, but he should have scored.
he's had a good game, Barnes, I think.
Yeah, he has. Chilwell's been good. Harvey Barnes, Perez.
Tell you what, that Evans header, Barnes just hit him one wide there. Could have won it. Still could. 10 to go, plenty of time.
There'll be another opportunity, yeah. I think.
It will fall to Harvey Barnes. Maddison, back he goes to his goalkeeper under pressure from N'Golo Kanté. It's with Johnny Evans. Stay tuned post-match. We'll bring you the manager. Chelsea won 6 in 8 here at the King Power Stadium. As, Perez has it. Looks forward to Iheanacho. It's not the best ball from Iosi Perez, but he's found in those positions. Ricardo wins it high. Finds Perez, squares it up, finds Maddison. Maddison now from Pratt. It's with Perez. Could slip a through ball in. It's got to be handball, referee. Rudiger. Rudiger. Surely a handball. How's he missed that? Well, I'll tell you how he's missed it. Because he loves to miss a handball, Lee Mason. Leicester trying to win the ball and then they give it away. There's some weary legs out there. That was a free kick. It wasn't a penalty, but you're not here today. That's the sound of home, folks. I suppose Mananda Swanage doesn't live too far away. Looking out to pieces. Said, I've been listening to you on the radio this afternoon, don't you worry. They can get a winner for you now. 8 minutes to go. Substitution. Off goes Tammy Abraham. On comes Ross Barkley. False 9 Pipes. They haven't got a striker on. Chelsea.
Right, Mason Mount is going, I think, the left side. Williams coming into sort of false 9 position.
Here's Reece James, looks down the right-hand side. That's a throw in to Chelsea. How? It Hudson Odoi, didn't it? So that's all 3 changes for the visitors. Vardy, off he goes. Well, Leicester have won the last 5 consecutive games against London sides, unbeaten in 10 as well against teams from the capital. This would continue if it remains 2-2 as Maddison whacks one forward. Rudiger on a hat-trick, the centre half for Chelsea brings the ball out. There's 7.5 to go. Rudiger then whacks one forward and finds Willian, who's going to come as well. You know he is, because he does. And then Charles Soyuncu says, gets in the gym and wins a free kick. That's the Charles Soyuncu we know.
Yeah. Excellent defending. Strong, quick, too pacey for Willian even. Uses his body really well, turns away from it and then wins a free kick. Really good play, Soyuncu.
Well done, Charla. They fancy a winner here, Leicester, you know. Schmeichel's telling them to get out. Free kick in a left-back position here for Leicester. We'll ask the manager about Wilfred Ndidi Schmeichel's clearance straight out of play.
Well, there's just a little bit of a break. Can I say a big thank you to Richard Hill, who helped my old man this morning. My old man had to carry something really heavy, and Richard Hill at Thringston Primary School helped him do it.
Ah, good on you,
Thanks, sir.
Richard.
Helping out an OAP, I like that.
And then dig at your old man while you're at it. Very good pipes, well done. Leicester trying to win the ball with Maddison. It's with Chowdhury in his own half. Now, Kelechi Iheanacho, that's a wonderful piece of control. He was crowded out and couldn't quite keep it in. There's a throw in Chelsea here. And somebody's gone down nursing a head injury. It's Willian, which... No, it's Hudson-Odoi, beg your pardon.
Chilwell kicked him in the ear.
Yes. Oh, no, it's his elbow.
Elbow in the ear, yeah.
It was on the side of the head as well, Pipes, near his temple. And his jaw temple area for Hudson-Odoi. No one to get some treatment to him. He looks quite distressed down there, and the outside of your head, that temple area can be soft. So we hope that he's okay. Just showing that chance for Barnes.
3 inches.
The Vardy ball was a beauty. He's done the right thing, hasn't he?
Yeah, trying to go far post, 2-3 inches wide. He pulls it, hits him towards the heel instead of near the front of the foot.
Hudson-Odoi is still down and requires treatment here, and he's nursing the left side of his face. James Maddison steals a bottle of water from the Chelsea physio's bag, and then offers it to Lee Mason, surprisingly squirt in his face. Yeah, you alright? Have that, sorry. Come on, Pipes, I'll just drink in the book. Want a drink? Have that. Hudson-Odoi's he's up, he's feeling his neck. He had an Achilles injury last season. Came back from that pretty quickly, actually. Stay tuned post-match. 5 minutes ago, we'll speak to the manager about Wilfred Ndidi, who was named in the original squad and then was withdrawn. Ball out to play for a throw-in to Chelsea. Again, Chilwell can't quite believe it. This is the part, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, where with 4 minutes to go, we always say they'll create another chance. Will they put it away? As Barkley turns, Soyuncu is now with N'Golo Kanté, fleet of foot. Good tackle comes in from Dennis Pratt, corner Chelsea.
Well, he did ever so well, Pratt. He was coming back in from the edge of the 18-yard box. He saw Hamza Chowdhury get beat, then he saw Johnny Evans get beat. His eyes were only for the ball, caught up with N'Golo Kanté, made a really important interception.
Done well there. Done very, very well. Dennis Pratt, corner Chelsea. It'll be taken by Mason Mount. 2-2 here. Leicester against Chelsea. Back post header from Rudiger on a hat-trick. He has. And it's cleared by Iheanacho. Now Reece James is on the ball. Leicester don't fancy a counter. They've not got the ball, but just their body language says to me, yeah, we fancy we're going to nick this. It's back with the goalkeeper Caballero. Now Iheanacho closes him down. Oh, I thought it was going to fall to Maddison on the halfway then. Had to play for a throw into Leicester. The Lions get sarcastic cheers because at last he's given Leicester City and more importantly Ben Chilwell a decision. Man of the match next time it goes out of play, Pipes. Don't look at me like that. Every game, folks. Every game. Johnny Evans, right-footed, goes big. Up goes Iheanacho. The good money for Man of the Match award, incidentally, will be Ayoze Perez, Ben Chilwell, Harvey Barnes.
Johnny Evans is still on there.
Yeah, he's conceded 2 there. Here's Iheanacho. Iheanacho left the toes neatly. They've got options. One of them's Perez, and he's not sure he's going to get there. Doesn't get there. A scissors tackle.
Yeah, it looks a little reckless, but it was a good tackle.
Yeah,
Really got.
okay.
Thought he timed it well.
Throw in Leicester. He'll be given the Chelsea man of the match, no doubt. Throw in Leicester. Next time it goes out, Pipes, it's all yours. Madison misses a ball. And Leicester are trying to close down Chelsea here. Leicester 2, Chelsea 2. 2 minutes to go. Here's big Johnny Evans on the ball. Back he goes to Schmeichel. Evans once more. Lampard just crouching over, encouraging his men forward. Might need a trip to Turkey soon, by the way. Here's Chilwell down the left-hand side. Maddison could find a through ball here. He's found Barnes. Barnes, now this could be it. They've got to build from here. Left wing, he's forced to go backwards. In the sunshine, Harvey Barnes finds Maddison. Madison tries a 1-2 with Dennis Pratt, but N'Golo Conte's out with Chilwell. N'Golo Conte's there too quickly. Now, Chowdhury, can he win it back? Chowdhury, will he get there to the second ball? Pushing forward, Hamza. Hamza Chowdhury in the box, and he's tackled. He needed to find Iheanacho.
Yeah, he should have played it. He had stars in his eyes, Hamza Chowdhury. He thought if I take one more touch, I'll be able to get a shot away. He wasn't quite quick enough to get away from Christensen.
Man of the match?
I think Perez has been good, but I think Ben Chilwell has affected the game more. He's been very good today, Chilwell. He's looked after Hudson-Odoi really well. He's attacked very well, and he's got a goal. So
Great, they're showing a replay of the 2 goals of Rudiger. Try and have a look at what this. Try and have a look at what this injury to Johnny Evans is. Is it a knee?
yeah, I think it is. I mean, he went to ground very early. Kovacic was already on his way down, and then smashed into him. Normally when you see players go down and then start punching the ground, you know it's bad.
Vardy groin, Evans knee, Ndidi knee. They are stacking up.
Where's Morgan? Ill?
If he's still ill from that previous illness,
Well, there's something.
that surprised me.
Well, this is worrying because, who is it? Ryan Bennett's just come in. He can't play in the next match. Johnny Evans is limping off.
If Johnny Evans, Leicester 2, Chelsea 2. Whatever you do, don't leave your radio. And you know, it's Leicester, anything can happen. So just stay there until full time. And keep the radio on in the background. Do what you need to do. Listen to the manager post-match. Foul by Ricardo, a free kick for Chelsea on the halfway line. My watch says 3.5 of the 5 have gone. Ball out to play for a throw in again to the visitors. Left wing, halfway inside the Leicester half. Throw into Willian, the Brazilian international. 70 caps and 9 goals for his country. Now it's with Barkley. Madison closing down. Is Barnes going to win that? The left back, he does. Go on then, Harvey, get down the left wing. They say here in the King Power. Finds Iheanacho. Oh, what a doing! Now down the left wing goes Barnes. Where's the help? It's Madison. A ball. That's got to be a penalty. That has to be a penalty. It has to be a penalty.
You are having an absolute beast.
He's not given the penalty. VAR's got to check it. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness. Could VAR give a penalty in the 95th? I don't think it's going to on Rudiger.
It is.
I do. It's his
penalty.
right hand. It's going to be a penalty. I think they're going to give it. I think they're going to give it.
It's not even gone to VAR yet.
It has to have.
What on earth is going on?
It has to have gone to VAR.
Right, super play.
The referee wants the ball. What's he doing? Is he checking VAR here?
No, he's giving it back to Caballero. I don't understand it. How can we not check VAR? How can VAR not check that?
I was convinced that was going to be a penalty, let alone a VAR check.
What on earth is going on?
How's
Well, Caballero...
is VAR still working?
Right, it's Joe. I'm literally fed up for talking about VAR now. It's just a waste of time if decisions like that are not even going to get checked.
I thought Rudiger handballed it. I thought it was a penalty. Well, Rudiger did handball it. So how has VAR not checked it or not given? If Chelsea score here, then there's problems. Chelsea have it at halfway line. Referee, my advice: blow the whistle, get down the tunnel. The boos are for referee Lee Mason. I don't understand how Leicester City, every time there, haven't been awarded a penalty. Again, Lee Mason, the referee. I find it fascinating. Am I the only one?
Well, no, I think you can hear it in the crowd. Look at his face, he's turning around and looking at us. They're looking at us versus from the monitors in front of us. Rudiger has his hands behind his back for the people